You're preparing for an important conversation. You memorize impressive words like nevertheless, furthermore, consequently. You craft long, complex sentences with multiple clauses. You speak, and the other person's eyes glaze over. They look confused, or worse, bored. You thought advanced English meant complicated English. But what if the opposite is true? What if the most confident, respected speakers actually use the simplest language?
There's a quiet secret among truly fluent English speakers. They don't try to sound smart. They try to be clear, and clarity, it turns out, sounds incredibly confident. When you strip away the unnecessary complexity, your message becomes powerful. Your voice becomes calm. People lean in, not because you used a fancy word, but because they understood you perfectly and felt your conviction. Confident English isn't about showing off. It's about connecting deeply with simple, honest words.
Welcome to Simple English Talks. Today we're breaking down why confident English sounds so simple and how you can adopt this powerful simplicity to transform your own speaking. We'll debunk the myth that complexity equals fluency and give you a clear framework for speaking with more impact using fewer, better words.
By the end of this episode, you'll understand the psychology behind simple, confident speech. You'll learn the specific language habits of clear communicators, like short sentences, concrete words, and the power of the pause. And you'll practice turning complicated thoughts into simple, strong statements that people remember. This is about unlearning the clutter and finding your true, confident voice.
So let me ask you right now, have you ever felt pressure to use big words in English, even when a simple word would work better? Where did that pressure come from? Share your experience in the comments. I used to think utilize sounded smarter than use. I was wrong.
And if you're ready to make your English clearer and more confident, hit subscribe on Simple English Talks. Now, let's dive into Section 1, the Great Complexity Myth, and why simple language signals true confidence.
Many learners believe that to be seen as fluent, you need a vast vocabulary of academic words. You need to construct elaborate sentences. This belief often comes from traditional education, where essays are rewarded for complexity. But spoken English, the language of connection and influence, operates on a different principle. The most confident speakers, think of great leaders, beloved teachers, trusted friends, speak to be understood instantly. They know that every extra word, every jargon term, is a barrier between them and their listener.
Confidence in communication comes from a place of security. When you feel secure, you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to hide behind big words. You just say what you mean. Insecure communication, on the other hand, tries to impress. It piles on words to sound authoritative, but it often has the opposite effect. It sounds like you're overcompensating. True confidence is quiet, clear, and simple. Think of the phrase, "I have a dream," not, "I possess a visionary aspiration." The simplest version is the most powerful.
Let's do a quick comparison. I'll say a complicated, insecure-sounding statement, and then a simple, confident one. Complicated. I am of the opinion that it would be advantageous for us to potentially reconsider our strategic approach moving forward. Simple. I think we should change our strategy. The simple one lands instantly. It sounds direct, honest, and sure. Complicated. I am experiencing a sensation of hunger. Simple. I'm hungry. Your turn. Complicated. The precipitation levels today are quite elevated. Simple. It's raining heavily. Say it out loud. Feel the difference. Simplicity has weight.
This doesn't mean your English should be babyish or you should never use a beautiful, precise word. It means the foundation of your speech should be clarity. Use the simplest word that conveys your meaning. Start, not commence. End, not terminate. Help, not facilitate. When you use simple words, you sound more human, more relatable, and more confident. You also make far fewer mistakes because you're using words you truly own, not words you're borrowing from a thesaurus.
Let's practice simplifying. I'll give you an overcomplicated sentence, and you strip it down to its confident core. It is my intention to make an effort to improve my English language skills. Simplify. I want to improve my English. Yes, despite the fact that I was feeling fatigued, I managed to complete the assigned task. Simplify. I was tired, but I finished the work. Say it. That's the sound of confidence.
Another hallmark of simple, confident speech is the use of active voice. Passive voice can sound evasive or formal. Mistakes were made is the classic example of avoiding responsibility. A confident person says, I made a mistake. Active voice is direct and owns the action. The meeting has been scheduled by me becomes, I've scheduled the meeting. Your email was received becomes, I got your email. Active voice feels more immediate and personal.
So, Section 1 takeaway. Confident English rejects the myth that complexity equals fluency. It embraces simplicity, clarity, and directness. Use the simplest accurate word, active voice, and short, punchy sentences. This makes you sound secure, honest, and instantly trustworthy. The first step to sounding confident is to stop trying to impress and start trying to connect.
Now, Section 2. The specific sentence structures and word choices that create that effortlessly confident sound will build your toolkit for speaking with quiet power.
Confident speakers love short sentences. They're easy to follow and hard to misunderstand. They also naturally create a rhythm of certainty. Read any great speech, and you'll find short, declarative sentences mixed with slightly longer ones. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields. Short, rhythmic, unforgettable. In everyday conversation, instead of a long, rambling sentence with and, but, however, try breaking it up. The project was difficult, but we managed to finish it on time, which was a relief, and now we can focus on the next one. Break it. The project was difficult, but we finished it on time. That was a relief. Now we focus on the next one. Each sentence has its own weight.
Let's practice breaking up a long sentence. I'll say a rambling one, and you turn it into 2 or 3 short, confident ones. I went to the store because I needed milk, but I forgot my wallet, so I had to go back home, and then I was late for the meeting. Break it. I went to the store for milk. I forgot my wallet, so I went back home. That's why I was late. Your turn. Say your version out loud. Notice how the pauses between short sentences actually give you time to breathe and think, making you look even more composed.
Confident speakers also use concrete, tangible words rather than abstract, vague ones. Abstract, we need to optimize our operational efficiencies. Concrete, we need to cut wasted time and money. Abstract, I'm seeking a more fulfilling role. Concrete, I want a job where I can help people directly. Concrete words paint pictures in the listener's mind. They trigger emotions and memories. They make your message stick. A confident person doesn't hide behind vague corporate speak. They name the real thing.
Let's turn abstract into concrete. Abstract. I experienced an unexpected financial setback. Concrete. I lost my wallet. Or, my car broke down and it cost a lot. Abstract. We aim to enhance community engagement. Concrete. We want more neighbors to join our weekend cleanups. Your turn. Abstract. I have concerns regarding the project's timeline feasibility. Concrete. I don't think we can finish the project by Friday. Say it. That's honest, clear, and confident.
Another secret weapon of simple, confident speakers is the phrase, "Here's what I think," or "Here's the thing." This small phrase signals that you're about to give a direct, unfiltered opinion. It cuts through politeness and hedging. Compare, "I was just maybe wondering if perhaps we could consider," with, "Here's what I think, we should delay the launch." The second one commands attention. It's not rude, it's clear. Paired with a warm tone, it's authoritative and trustworthy.
Let's practice using an opinion framer. I'll ask your view on a topic, and you respond starting with, "Here's what I think," or to be honest. Do you think social media is good or bad? You, to be honest, I think it's a bit of both. Here's what I think. It connects us, but it also distracts us. The key is balance. Your turn. Speak your version aloud. Feel the clarity that comes from announcing your opinion directly.
Confident English also avoids overhedging. Hedges are words like just, maybe, sort of, kind of, I'm not an expert but. They soften a statement, which is useful for politeness, but too many hedges drain your confidence. I just think maybe we could sort of try a different approach, if that's okay, versus, I suggest we try a different approach, what do you think? The second is collaborative but clear. It respects the listener enough to give them a clean idea to respond to.
Let's remove the hedges. I'll say a hedge-filled sentence, and you deliver the clean, confident version. I'm not really sure, but I kind of think maybe the movie was a bit too long, perhaps. Clean. I think the movie was too long. Or, the movie dragged on a bit. Your turn. I just wanted to maybe ask if you could possibly help me, if you're not too busy. Clean. Could you help me with something when you have a moment? Say it. Much clearer.
So Section 2 takeaway. Confident speakers use short sentences, concrete words, direct opinion framers, and minimal hedges. They break complex ideas into digestible pieces. They name things plainly. This language toolbox makes you sound like someone who knows what they think and respects their listener enough to be clear.
Now Section 3. The nonverbal side of simple, confident English. Pace, pause, and presence. Because confidence isn't just what you say, it's how you say it.
Nervous speakers often rush. They try to get all their words out before they forget them, or before someone interrupts. The result is a stream of sound that's hard to follow and signals anxiety. Confident speakers do the opposite. They slow down. They let their words land. A deliberate pace gives weight to simple words. Saying, I disagree, with a calm, slow delivery is far more powerful than rushing through a paragraph of explanation. Silence before and after a key point is like a spotlight.
Let's feel the power of pace. I'll say a simple statement quickly, and then slowly. Quick. I think we should go in a different direction, because the current plan isn't working. Slow. I think we should go in a different direction. The current plan isn't working. Hear the difference? The slow version sounds like a decision, a considered thought. Now you try. Say the same sentence slowly, with pauses. I think we should go in a different direction. Good. The pauses feel uncomfortable at first, but to the listener, they sound like confidence.
Confident speakers also use a steady, lower pitch at the end of statements. A rising intonation, where every sentence sounds like a question, can make you sound uncertain. I think we should go in a different direction. Compared to, I think we should go in a different direction. Falling. The first sounds like you're asking permission. The second sounds like you're stating a conviction. Practice ending your sentences with a firm, downward note. It signals, this is what I believe.
Let's practice statement intonation. I'll say a sentence with a rising, unsure tone, and you repeat it with a steady, falling, confident tone. I'm ready to present. I'm ready to present. My name is Maria.
Eye contact and body language, even in audio, affect your vocal confidence. Smiling slightly while speaking can make your voice warmer and more assured. Sitting or standing straight opens your lungs and steadies your breath. If you're on the phone or a voice call, standing up can actually make you sound more confident. These physical actions support the simplicity of your words. So, take a calm breath before you answer a question. That small pause is the sound of poise.
Let's integrate these elements. I'll ask you a question, and you take a full breath, then answer with a short, simple sentence, slow pace, and falling intonation. What's your favorite season? Take a breath. Autumn. I love the cool air and the colors. Did you feel the breath? Did you let the sentence end down? Practice that now. The simplicity, combined with the calm delivery, is pure confidence.
So Section 3 takeaway. Confident delivery involves a slower pace, strategic pauses, steady downward intonation, and a calm physical presence. These elements give your simple words weight and gravitas. It's the container that makes the simple message feel profound.
Now, let's address the common mistakes people make when they try to simplify their English. Simplifying isn't always simple. There are pitfalls.
Mistake 1. Oversimplifying to the point of being blunt or rude. Your idea is bad, is simple but unkind. Confident simplicity still carries warmth and respect. The fix: I don't think that idea will work, but I appreciate you suggesting it. Here's why. You can be simple and kind. Confident people don't need to be harsh to be clear.
Mistake 2. Confusing simplicity with a lack of nuance. Simple English can still express complex thoughts. I have mixed feelings. On one hand, I'm excited. On the other, I'm nervous. That's simple and nuanced. You don't need a paragraph to express ambivalence. Use the on one hand, on the other hand structure. It's a simple frame for complexity.
Mistake 3. Forgetting to adapt your simplicity to the context. In a job interview, "Yeah, that'd be cool," might be too casual. Simple but professional. "Yes, I'd really enjoy that kind of challenge." Simplicity doesn't mean dropping all formality. It means using clear, accessible words within the appropriate register.
Mistake 4. Thinking that using simple words means you're not advanced. Some learners resist simplifying because it feels like going backward. But true mastery is the ability to explain something profound using simple language. It's a higher skill, not a lower one. The fix: reframe simplicity as sophistication. Often, the most intelligent person in the room is the one who can make everyone understand.
Let's fix an overly simplistic, blunt sentence. Blunt: your presentation was boring. Confident but kind: I think the presentation could be more engaging with some stories or examples. The data is solid, but a story would bring it to life. Say the kind version. See? You kept it simple, but you added respect and a solution.
Summary of mistakes. Don't sacrifice kindness for simplicity. Use simple structures for nuanced thoughts. Match simplicity to context, and recognize that clear, simple language is a mark of high proficiency. Simplicity with grace is the goal.
Interactive practice time. We'll work through exercises that turn complicated or insecure speech into simple, confident statements.
Scenario 1. You're in a meeting and want to disagree with a plan. Complicated and hedged. I'm just not entirely sure, but I sort of think maybe there could be some minor issues with that approach, perhaps. Confident and simple. I see a potential problem with that plan. Can I share my concern? Practice the confident version. Say it clearly.
Scenario 2. You need to introduce yourself at a networking event. Instead of a long rambling CV, give a one-sentence, concrete intro. I'm a graphic designer who helps small businesses tell their story visually. Short, concrete, memorable. Your turn. Create a simple one-sentence intro for yourself. Say it out loud. I'm a who.
Scenario 3. Someone asks you a tricky question you half know the answer to. Instead of rambling to cover your uncertainty, use a confident, simple bridge. That's an interesting area. Here's what I know, and here's what I'd need to research further. This is honest and direct. Practice saying that now. Here's what I know, and here's what I'd need to find out more about.
Scenario 4. You're giving feedback to a colleague. Turn a vague, complicated comment into simple, specific praise. Vague: your contribution to the project was valuable and appreciated. Specific and simple: your research on customer trends made our presentation much stronger. Thank you. Practice giving specific, simple praise to someone imaginary right now.
Scenario 5. You need to apologize for a mistake. Use the simple, confident, "I was wrong" formula without over-explaining. I made an error in the report. It was my oversight. I've corrected it, and I'll double-check in the future. This is clear, responsible, and confident. No long excuses. Say it out loud. I made a mistake. I've fixed it. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
The journey to confident English isn't about adding more words to your vocabulary. It's about having the courage to use the words you already know with clarity, calm, and conviction. When you strip away the fluff, what remains is the real you, your actual thoughts, your genuine voice. And that real voice is always more compelling than a constructed one.
Let's pull together the powerful simplicity we've explored today. It's a game changer for how you think about your English.
In Section 1, we shattered the myth that complexity equals confidence. True confidence speaks to be understood, using the simplest accurate words, active voice, and a direct, honest approach. Connection trumps impression.
In Section 2, we built the toolkit. Short sentences that carry weight, concrete words that paint pictures, direct opinion framers like, "Here's what I think," and the removal of weak hedges. These create the sound of clarity and authority.
In Section 3, we embodied confident delivery. A slower pace, strategic pauses, steady downward intonation, and a calm physical presence. The way you speak amplifies the simplicity of your words.
We then navigated the pitfalls, balancing simplicity with kindness, using simple structures for nuance, adapting to context, and recognizing that simplicity is high-level skill. Graceful simplicity is the aim.
So here's my final question for you. What's one area where you'll apply the power of simple, confident English? Will you shorten your sentences in meetings? Slow your pace? Use more concrete words? Choose one commitment.
Share your commitment in the comments. And if this episode helped you see your English in a new light, please like it, share it with a friend who's trying to sound advanced, and subscribe to Simple English Talks. Let's spread the power of simplicity.
You don't need big words to be big. You just need to be clear, honest, and you. Your confident English voice is already there, underneath the clutter. Let it speak, simply and beautifully.
Thank you for listening and for trusting the power of less. Go and be wonderfully, simply, confidently you. See you next time on Simple English Talks.